And with that, I'll take a few questions if you'd like. Whoa. I didn't know what happened. That was a lot of hand shooting up so quickly.
One, I was tempted to ask you why you like Oprah so much, but I think I'll go on to the question that...
Why do I like Oprah? What kind of a question is it?
Yeah, just asking, just curious. But
He's
the real question...
He's a comedian here.
The real...
No. If they do that, then it's just all it is a warlike posture.
And so then, wait a minute, then the follow-up... I'm sorry, John.
You heard my answer. Go ahead.
I wanted to challenge you on one of the statements that you made in the tail end of the campaign. In the midterms.
Here we go.
If you don't mind, Mr. President, that this caravan towards the border with the U.S.
Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it.
Why did you characterize it as such? Your campaign.
Wait. You know why we need the people, don't you? You think you should let me run the country, you run CNN,
all right.
And if you did it well, your ratings would be much better.
If I may ask one other question, Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President, I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President,
that's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other question, if I may ask, on the Russia investigation. Are you concerned that you may have...
I'm not concerned about anything with the Russian investigation because it's a hoax. That's enough. Put down the mic.
Mr. President, are you worried about indictments coming down in this investigation?
Mr. President.
I'll tell you what, CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN. Go ahead.
I think that's unfair.
You're a very rude person. The way you treat Sarah Huckabee is horrible. And the way you treat other people are horrible. You shouldn't treat people that way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Peter. Go ahead.
In Jim's defense, I've traveled with him and watched him. He's a diligent reporter who busts his butt.
Well, I'm not a big fan of yours either, so
I understand.
To be honest.
So let me ask you a question, if I can. You repeatedly said...
You aren't the best.
Mr. President, you repeatedly, over the course of the...
Okay, just sit down, please. Well, when you report fake news, when you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
Mr. President, over the course of the last several days of the campaign, sir, why are you pitting Americans against one another, sir?
Peter, what are you trying to be him?
No, I'm just asking.
So, Mr. President, if it's
Mr. President,
just wait. If it's unfair to the country and it's costing millions of dollars, why don't you just
give him the mic, please? I've answered the question. Okay. Go ahead. You just have to sit down, please. Sit down. I didn't call you. I didn't call you. I'll give you voter suppression. Take a look at the CNN polls, how inaccurate they were. That's called voter suppression. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm not responding. I'm responding to... Excuse me, I'm not responding to you. I'm talking to this gentleman. Would you please sit down? Excuse me, would you please sit down? Please, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now that the House of Representatives
very hostile. It's such a hostile media. It's so sad. You asked me about... No, you rudely interrupted him. Go ahead.
But it's the election of two Muslim women. One of them is veiled to the House, which is making history. Is this a rebuke of this message, do you think?
I don't understand what you're saying. What?
But is it a rebuke of this message? Do you think that this is more reflective of multi-ethnic and multicultural America?
That question, I can only say this, maybe confirm. I think people like me. I think people like the job I'm doing, frankly.
Some say that you could stop all this by declassifying...
I could fire everybody right now.
President, quick follow-up on that.
Wait, sit down, please. Go ahead. I didn't, excuse me. You are not called on. You have to speak up.
Sure. On the night of your victory, I asked you, situation post moving forward, as one of the very few of the 3.7% unemployed.
What?
Would you consider...
Mr. President, can you just how you focus on the economic...
Where are you from, please?
Japan.
Okay. Say hello. Say hello to Shinzo.
Yes.
I'm sure he's happy about tariffs on his cars. Go ahead.
That's my question, actually. So how you focus on the trade and economic issue with Japan? Will you ask Japan to do more, or will you change your tone?
I really don't understand you.
How will you focus on trade and economic issues?
Trade with Japan?
Yes.
You still expect to meet Kim Jong-un?
Excuse me, wait.
Sorry, sir.
The sanctions are on. The missiles have stopped. The rockets have stopped. Now everybody is in love. But then I see the hostility of questions in the room. I come in here as a nice person wanting to answer questions, and I have people jumping out of their seats screaming questions at me. No, the election's over. Should we keep this going for a little while?
Yes, I think you should keep this
You know what?
going.
When you get bored, would you please tell me? Seriously, tell me. You're never bored. I don't want to, hopefully not. I don't want to overstay, but yes, please go ahead.
Hi, Mr. President. Yami Shalcenter with PBS NewsHour. On the campaign trail, you called yourself a nationalist. Some people saw that as emboldening white nationalists. Now people are also
I don't know
saying
why you'd
that
say
the
that.
president.
That's such a racist
There are
question.
some people that say that now the Republican Party is seen as supporting white nationalists
Oh, I
because
don't
of your
believe
rhetoric.
that. I don't
What do
believe
you make
that.
of that?
I don't believe it. I don't know. Why do I have my highest poll numbers ever with African Americans? Why do I have among the highest poll numbers with African Americans? I mean, why do I have my highest poll numbers? That's such a racist question. Honestly, I mean, I know you have it written down and you're going to tell me. Let me tell you, it's a racist question.
And Mr. President, I want to
love
ask.
it. You know what the word is? I love our country. I do. You have nationalists, you have globalists. I also love the world. And I don't mind helping the world, but we have to straighten out our country first. We have a lot of problems.
And Ms.
Excuse me, but to say that, what you said is so insulting to me. It's a very terrible thing that you said.
And Mr.
Okay, please,
President,
go ahead.
Mr.
Go
President,
ahead.
people have you
Go
talked
ahead.
about
Excuse me.
you talked about middle class tax cuts on the campaign trail. How will you get Democrats to support that policy?
You have to ask them.
Well,
Hey,
what's your plan for
excuse
working with
me. You know
Democrats
what
on a
my
middle
plan
class
is?
tax plan?
You know what my plan is? I'll ask them. And if they say yes, I'm all for it. And if they say no, there's nothing you can do because you need their votes. Go ahead. Impeaching. We're going to impeach Mike Pence. Mike Pence doesn't get impeached for anything. So let's impeach the president, and then we'll impeach the vice president. These people are sick. And you know what?
That there
In
were so many
Jeff Flake's
retirements.
case, it's me, pure and simple. I retired him. I'm very proud of it. I did the country a great service. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr.
Jeff
President.
Flake, that's another beauty. Go ahead.
Two questions, please.
No, one.
Well,
Go ahead. What's your next question? Go ahead. Come on, let's go.
Just on that.
More exciting
okay.
question than that, please.
Second one, Michael. Well, one point of fact.
Go ahead.
One point of fact because you told her you have
Quiet,
the highest
quiet,
approval among
quiet,
African Americans.
quiet. Go ahead.
It's just 8%, sir, single digits.
See, when you talk about division, it's people like this that cause division. Great division. No, point of fact is that I never used a racist remark. That's the point of fact. Who are you from?
I'm from Yahoo News. We know
Yahoo? No, good. Good. I hope they're doing well.
MTV Lebanon, Ellen Dorgam. So first question.
Where are you from?
MTV Lebanon. Lebanon.
Oh, Lebanon. Good.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. We're so happy to be here as well, have this opportunity. President Erdogan said he's not going to follow your sanctions and he's going to keep buying oil from.
Who said that?
President Erdogan, Turkey.
I know.
And you're going to meet him soon.
Just can't understand his.
Okay,
speak.
you're going to meet him.
You've been reading the same documents as I have. You know exactly what I'm doing. You know exactly what I'm doing.
Fox
No, I
News
don't.
wouldn't air it,
No.
NBC wouldn't
Do
air
I
it,
regret
other
it?
networks. Yeah.
Surprised you'd ask me that question. I do not. Go ahead, please.
No.
It's a problem that I don't like even a little bit. Go ahead. Fact that it isn't good what the media is doing, and that I do have the right to fight back. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you.